This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by The Predator, available now on Blu-ray and digital. What secret Star Wars character is coming to The Mandalorian? Production on the live-action Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, is well underway, and with just under a year until the show drops with the premiere of Disney's streaming service Disney+, we're starting to get rumors and behind-the-scenes info on where the show might be headed. Recently, it was confirmed that Game of Thrones and Narcos actor Pedro Pascal would be taking on the role as the titular Mandalorian, and it was also revealed that Gina Carano, Nick Nolte, Werner Herzog, yes, that Werner Herzog, and Carl Weathers would be joining the show as well. Man, you add up all those actors, take a little Jon Favreau, throw it in a show!
Baby, you got a stew going.
But even more interesting news on the series is coming from what's happening on set. In some unofficial reports, we're hearing that there might be a secret character coming to the series, and if this news is true, then it will make hardcore Star Wars fans even more excited to see how The Mandalorian fits into established lore. Now, this episode might be considered spoilery, even though it's all based on speculation, but if you're a die-hard Star Wars fan and want to watch The Mandalorian next year as unspoiled as freshly squeezed Thala Siren milk, then you might want to stop watching now. Since you're still here, let's get into it. Thanks to the Scoop Masters over at MakingStarWars.com, the word on the street is that we could be seeing a fan favorite from Star Wars Rebels, namely Sabine Wren, make an appearance in The Mandalorian. Now, for those of you not quite done with your Rebels binge, Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian warrior and graffiti artist who once wielded a legendary Mandalorian weapon called the Darksaber. Last we saw of Sabine in the series finale of Rebels, she took off to the unknown regions with Ahsoka Tano in search of the missing Ezra Bridger after he sacrificed himself by making a hyperspace jump with Thrawn with the help of some space whales, as one does. So how did someone figure out that Sabine might show up in The Mandalorian? Well, according to reports from set, the show is using a new technology similar to one being used by their studio neighbor, James Cameron's Avatar 2. Now, the technology allows for cast members playing CGI characters to be visually molded into their CG looks in real time through a monitor. So instead of having to wait for the character to be created through VFX after filming, the filmmakers can see what the CG will look like while they're still on set. That sounds really awesome. And apparently, on-set sources have seen Sabine Wren's Mandalorian helmet being used on a character with this technology. So this confirms Sabine Wren is in The Mandalorian, right? Possibly. But there are some other explanations. First up, it could be just another Mandalorian's helmet. While Sabine's style of helmet has a pretty distinctive eyelet shape that's more rounded than, say, Boba Fett's, or the official Mandalorian promo photos that we've seen, that more rounded visor style has shown up before. It is most notably used by Sabine's own mother, Ursa Wren, and the Mandalorian group known as the Night Owls. Now, the report says that the CGI technology was used on set to recreate Sabine's helmet, so we're thinking this means Sabine's personalized color scheme she used to paint her armor. Mandalorians like to put their personality into their armor, so this would be the best evidence that this mysterious Mandalorian would be Sabine Wren herself. To be fair, while we've only really seen that helmet style in those colors on Sabine, that doesn't mean that someone else couldn't have that same helmet and color scheme. It's slim, but it is still a possibility. We also know that David Filoni, the mind behind Star Wars Rebels, is one of the heads working on The Mandalorian, and with the huge amount of lore building that he did with Mandalorian culture on Rebels, we wouldn't be surprised if he also managed to work in an appearance by one of the most well-known Mandalorians he's created. And this wouldn't be the first time a Star Wars animated character made the leap from animation cells to live action. Saw Gerrera started as a character in the Clone Wars, then jumped to live action in Rogue One, played by Forrest Whitaker, and then later went back to an animated version in Star Wars Rebels. So bringing Sabine Wren into the live-action Star Wars universe could be a cool way to continue the shared universe love and interconnectivity throughout the series of movies that has been a hallmark of the Star Wars canon under Disney. Overall, we don't know for sure whether Sabine Wren will actually be showing up in The Mandalorian, and it's very possible we won't know until the series is out next year, but at the very least, we do know that we'll be seeing more than just one Mandalorian on the show. But what do you folks think? Will The Mandalorian feature Sabine Wren? What other animated Star Wars characters would you want to see as live action? We're hoping for a live action Ahsoka, and if Werner Herzog is joining the cast, will he give us lessons on how stupid chickens are?
The enormity of their stupidity is just overwhelming.
Because that's a real thing. Let's discuss. Thanks again to The Predator for sponsoring today's episode. This holiday season, give the gift that will cause predators to chase you down and get it back. And no, we are not talking about human trophies. The Predator is out on digital and Blu-ray today, so cozy up in your pajamas and hot chocolate and settle on in. With over an hour of bonus content, you'll also get a behind-the-scenes look inside the evolution of the Predator. Nothing keeps you warm and toasty like bonus content, folks.